I was talking to a dear friend who is a very successful executive. He's in fact the CFO of a very large successful business. And I was asking him about his hobbies. Does he have any hobbies? And I was quite horrified when he said, no. The answer was, no, I don't have any hobbies. And we were talking about what he might do a few years from now when he retires. And clearly his answer was, I don't know, which made me think, do you have a hobby? Hello and welcome to another edition of Chai with Pai, our weekly series of videos where we try and share simple lessons on what each of us can do to become the kind of people we were meant to be. And today I want to try and talk about why everyone must have a hobby. For many of us, we spend our lives at work and we are focused on getting better. So if you're a finance professional, you just want to be the best finance guy there is. And anything that's got nothing to do with accounting or numbers or finance becomes a waste of time. You might be that kind of person, or you might in fact know someone who is like that. And I'd like to tell you that the best thing you can do is to find yourself a hobby. Many of us think that hobbies can be distractions from our work, they can take us away from becoming the best professional in our chosen area of work. That is not true. Two of my favorite authors, Malcolm Gladwell and David Epstein, in fact wrote a paper recently where they talked about what they call the Temen Effect. Howard Temen was a Nobel laureate. He had won a Nobel Prize for his work in, I think, molecular biology, medicine. And it's interesting. They tell us how Temen, in fact, was not just a terrific person in molecular biology, but he could talk about literature, the arts, scripture, philosophy. His range of interest was far beyond just the area of medicine. And in fact, there's research now to show that if you look at Nobel laureates, typically several of them have interests way beyond their area of work. Clearly, those interests make them better professionals. In fact, they did some research among medical students at the University of Pennsylvania. And what they did was they took these students, I think they were studying ophthalmology, and they made them go through a course on art appreciation. They took them to the Philadelphia Museum of Art and they had lessons as if art history was their chosen elective. So they learned to appreciate art, what to look for, how to observe those small things that made that art special. And guess what? They tracked those students and they discovered that those hours spent in a museum actually made them better ophthalmologists. Maybe there's a message in that for all of us. I think we all need to remember that having an interest outside of our work can actually make us better at whatever it is that we are doing. I think there are several benefits of having one. A, you will learn to de-stress. You will have something that allows you to take your mind off whatever it is that you spend the rest of your day working on. Second, I think having a hobby will help you to strengthen your learning muscle. It takes you out of your comfort zone and it suddenly teaches you that you're not as good at something as you might have liked or as you might have thought. And you get comfortable with the idea that, hey, you might be the best chartered accountant there is, or you might be the best research guy there is, but there is someone else who can play that piano better than you or who can paint better than you. It doesn't matter. It just makes you want to get better. It also gives you something to look forward to. There will be a day when you will have to hang up your boots and say, I'm calling time on my career. I think it's important for you to have a hobby, to have something to look forward to, which can keep you happier, which can keep you gainfully employed. And I think, as the Temen Effect showed, having a hobby, having interests outside of your work can actually make you a better professional. So that's really what I want to leave you with today. And remember this, it's never too late to get started. So whatever it is that you always wanted to do, whether it's play a sport, find a partner to go and play some game, maybe pick up an art, whatever it is that catches your fancy. Start developing that hobby right now. That's all in this week's edition of Chai with Pi. Until next time, stay safe.